It had been 2 days since Zesshi had been captured. 2 days since Ainz, the enigmatic leader of the enigmatic and terrifying Great Tomb of Nazareth, had taken her alive. In that time, she'd had plenty of opportunities to escape. More than once, she found herself outnumbering her captors, having picked off several of Nazareth's guardians in glorious, brutal fashion. Yet none of those times did she attempt an escape. Because Zesshi was no fool. She had been trained from birth by the most secretive, ruthless branch of the slain theocracy. Her bloodline alone made her valuable, a half-elf born of heretical union, raised to become a weapon. But even weapons break, and Nazareth didn't break them with pain. It broke them with understanding. When Ainz had brought her before him, he had not demanded answers. He offered her something else. A chance, a way out. He knew who she was, what she was capable of. And instead of using underhanded tactics to extract information, he presented her with an offer. An offer to join Nazareth in a lavishly built, beautifully decorated chamber. Every surface otherworldly, elegant. Zesshi sat opposite him. "You are more than a pawn," Ainz said calmly. "You're intelligent, strategic. You have been mistreated by your nation, cast away." She remained silent, still tense. "What if I told you," he continued, "that in Nazareth you would be free?" Zesshi blinked. It wasn't what she expected. Was this a trick? Was he mocking her? But no, there was no lie in his voice, only certainty. Meanwhile, in a war room deep within Nazareth, Albedo and Demiurge reviewed troop movements on a massive projection, their faces grim. "The theocracy is mobilizing," Demiurge noted. "They think we've merely taken a prisoner. They don't understand." Albedo smirked. "They've lost their only unpredictable piece." And now, she tapped a finger on the map, tracing the route of the theocracy's army. "We're reprogramming it." Back in the chamber, Zesshi finally spoke. "Why me? Why not just kill me? Or brainwash me, like your minions?" Ainz leaned forward. "Because I want a choice. Because the world needs to know," he said softly. But his eyes blazed with power. "Even the theocracy's best weapon would rather stand beside me than die for hypocrites." Zesshi felt her throat tighten. She hated him. She feared him. But above all, she understood. She believed him. And so, as the slain theocracy prepared its retaliation, its mightiest weapon considered the unthinkable. Joining Nazareth. For 2 days, the armies of the slain theocracy had marched on Nazareth, each step fueled by divine magic, each step bringing them closer to their goal, the destruction of the Great Tomb of Nazareth. At the forefront of this holy crusade stood the elite force of the Western Theocracy Army, numbering over 1,000 men and women, each one hand-selected by Cardinal Adam, the Supreme Bishop of Slain. Among them were the elite warriors of the purple, red and black scripture, each bearing holy magic and divine might. But leading them was one who shone brighter than any saint, the theocracy's greatest weapon. Since her capture by Nazareth 2 days ago, she had gone through a wringer of emotions. Fear, anger, despair, even hope. But now, standing at the head of the assault team, she felt only resolve. Beside her stood Cardinal Adam, his face grim, his eyes blazing with fanaticism. "For Slain," he roared, raising his staff. "For our holy mission, attack." With a deafening roar, the Western Theocracy army surged forward, crashing against the walls of Nazareth like a wave against a cliff. Holy magic flared, clashing against the tomb's guardians. Zesshi led the charge, her sword a blur of motion, carving through the undead as if they were butter. She fought not just for Slain, but for herself, for a chance to escape the shackles of her past. But as she fought, a part of her couldn't help but wonder. What if she had chosen differently? What if she had joined Nazareth? The answer came crashing down on her like a meteor. As she fought, she heard a familiar voice echoing in her mind. Ainz, the voice of Nazareth, boomed through the battlefield, shaking her very core. "You were never a pawn," he said. "Not to the theocracy, not to anyone. You are Zesshi, and you will carve your own path." His words cut through her like 1,000 swords, reminding her of the very reason she had chosen this path: to carve her own future. As the battle raged on, Zesshi found herself torn between two worlds: the fanaticism of her past and the freedom of her future.